Let's go. Crypto holders. Big things are coming to the market. Lots of big rumors floating around today about China and other stuff. We got the stock market news, man. I'm tired of talking about stock markets. Holy crap. But anyway, as long as we are following risk markets, we have to right now for the moment anyway. Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoin news. We got lots of good stuff to talk about. So make sure to stick around for the full show and stick around till the second half, where I'll be answering your questions. So hold those burning questions till then. Feel free to hang out in the chat. Have a good time. Let's go. So, S&P 500. 1% away from all-time highs. You know. Come on, Bitcoin. Come on, man. Holy cow. Anyway, let us continue. We will catch up one of these days, guys. This guy is sharing U.S. equities could rally over the coming 4 weeks, according to Goldman Sachs strategists, citing positive technical liquidity dynamics and a tailwind from corporate buybacks. The pain trade for equities is higher, and the bar for being bearish at the beach into a Labor Day barbecue party is high, strategists said in a note to clients. They note that the trend following rule-based systemic funds have shifted from $450 billion long in July to $250 billion long currently, and in the process of releveraging. Moreover, Goldman also pointed out the potential for a green sweep for commodity trading advisors, which could result in significant buying activity in the stock market, regardless of market direction. All right, rock and roll. What is good for equities at some point? At some point will be good for crypto, just not today. We're moving up a little bit today, but as Mike says, I just want Bitcoin to outperform the S&P 500. I don't think it's too much ask here. Well, it's actually interesting. If you look at year to date, measuring from January up till now, the S&P 500 is up about 18%, and Bitcoin's up about 37, 38%. So we've actually beat the S&P 500, not by a lot, but literally by 100%. Ethereum has not beat the S&P 500 this year. Anyway, let's do a real quick shout out to today's sponsor, and then we'll get into the Bitcoin news, the innuendo, the rumor going around the social circles right now. Today's sponsors, I Trust Capital. So if you want to have a tax-free, tax-efficient crypto trading experience, you might want to look into iTrust is doing. They allow you to wrap your crypto trading in your IRA, 401k, whatever retirement plan you got going on there. You can trade all the top coins. They got Solana, they got Dogecoin, Pepe, Bitcoin. They got all the top stuff you probably want to trade. You can do 1,000 trades over here, 5,000 trades, 10,000 trades. Nobody's counting your trades, but no matter how many trades you do, you're not going to get taxed on them. And if you've been around crypto long enough, you know how much it sucks. Like ball sucking bad, okay, when it comes to trading crypto and taxes. So this can really help you out. You can buy and sell the crypto coins 365, 24/7, unlike the Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum ETF markets, which of course only Bitcoin, Ethereum anyway. Plus they do in-kind withdrawals, gold and silver, physical, real stuff via Kitco as well. Low cost, no monthly fees, and more. If you want to learn more about what iTrust is doing or get signed up for an account with a $100 sign-up bonus, link down below in the description. Thanks again to iTrust for sponsoring today's stream. So, the rumor mill keeps bringing it back around. China will unban crypto in the coming days following pressure from pro-crypto policies in the U.S. election. The sauces? Trust me, bro. We've heard this a lot over the past few months. I don't know how much credibility we can give to it this time around. We made a video, feels like 4 to 6 weeks ago now, talking about this exact rumor and the likelihood of it happening or not. Look, at some point, China is going to be forced to capitulate here and to welcome the cryptocurrency industry back in. Is the current situation that's going on now with U.S. political talk and chatter around crypto more broadly and becoming its broader sort of campaign issue, with the Democrats, of course, being generally terrible on it, the Republicans trying to be generally pretty good on it. How much is that going to matter? We will see. Will China really care about that? We will see. Russia, China's best buddy, They just passed sweeping crypto regulations for cryptocurrency mining and for using cryptocurrencies for international transactions for Russian companies. So is China going to look and do something similar? We know that the BRICS system, there's been a lot of proposals to be running that on a decentralized ledger. Whether that ends up being a public network or not, probably not. I mean, going to run it on Ethereum? Probably not. Going to run on, that would be hilarious if they ran it on Solana. Oh my gosh. Anyway, interesting. If this rumor proves to be true, take it with a grain of salt. But if it proves to be true, then big things will be coming to the cryptocurrency market because Chinese investors historically have loved the heck out of crypto, man. This is interesting too. It's from Bloomberg. China's central bank says a meeting in Shanghai produced an agreement with the U.S. Treasury to appoint contact people to deal with any future financial stress events, aka the U.S. Treasury went to China and said, please don't dump your bonds and screw over the whole global financial system. We will take care of it if you want to sell. So you can see, right? China has been de-dollarizing big time. They saw what happened to Russia. They don't want to be next. They hear the rhetoric out of Washington, D.C. It's not in their favor. So why would they want to hold a bunch of U.S. debt when it could be weaponized against them? That being said, it doesn't really benefit anybody to rage dump that into the markets. So interesting. Very, very interesting. Here's another rumor. This is not confirmed. I would like to say this has been widely shared around crypto media circles, but we don't have any official sources or anything yet. So we'll see how much this proves out to be true. But Kamala Harris considering SEC Chair Gary Gensler for Treasury Secretary if elected. My goodness gracious. You want crypto to enter into a dark, dark winter in America? Go vote for Kamala, man, and let her put Gary Gensler in charge of the Treasury. It's not going to end well. Not going to end well. I mean, look, again, I know, guys, I know politics is complicated and people are very emotional on both sides about their candidates and all that stuff. I get it. It's all good. You're allowed to think like that. I just look at it as somebody who has no horse in the race from the perspective, I can't vote America. Why the heck do I care? Okay. Banana Zone. What's up, man? Nice to see you. I can't vote America. So what do I care? It's not really important for me from that perspective, but I want to see America adopt crypto in a much more positive way. This war on crypto has been holding the entire industry back. Certainly it's been hurting U.S. investors. So this would be like the worst outcome. Again, it's right now rumor, not confirmed, but oh my gosh, if Kamala puts Gary Gensler in charge of the Treasury Secretary, not great. Bobby says this story's already been debunked. Like I said, it was rumor, man. If it's already been debunked, great. This is what I've been seeing. So I have been trying to fact check this. I'm looking around, but I haven't seen anything beyond this being a rumor going around right now. So that's the way I presented it, as a rumor currently. We don't know if this is going to be true and if this has been officially debunked, which I haven't seen yet. Maybe that happened in the hour that I've been away from my computer before I come down for the live stream. I put my son to sleep at about 1:30. Usually takes between 1:30 and 2, and then I come down here and get ready for the live stream. So if that has been definitively debunked in that last hour, then there you go. Fantastic. But I have not seen that yet. So we shall see how that plays out. Again, it's a rumor. It's a rumor. So not a good one, of course. And I can see the motives for starting a fake rumor of that kind. Anyway, let's look at the price of Bitcoin. Price of Bitcoin kind of doing things-ish today. We're up over $60,000. That's good. Look at this 200-day EMA right here. I mean, my goodness gracious, we've been clinging to that thing like to a life raft, you know? It's like end of Titanic, man, and Bitcoin's Leo. Let him on the damn door, Kate. Come on. Anyway, very interesting place for Bitcoin right now. We are currently just barely above the 200-day EMA. Okay. We have our MACD bull cross. This is the confluence we were looking for, right? 200-day EMA being retaken, bull cross coming in. Okay, let's see. Now we got very, very close above us here. 3 major things to watch out for. Well, actually 4 really, because that $62,000 price zone was historically a very strong area of price resistance and price support at times. We had the 50-day EMA, yellow line on the chart, 100-day EMA, red line on the chart, and the Bitcoin bull market support bands. A lot of key areas to get by here. The thing is, though, if Bitcoin can rally up and get to, let's say, 64K, then we've blown past all 4 key areas of price resistance for Bitcoin here with a MACD bull cross behind us, reclaiming all the key moving averages. I mean, that's, that is a nice long signal here. So let's see how we play out over the next few days. But looking optimistic at the moment, as long as macro markets don't screw us up. It's quite funny that the macro markets have basically been, when we get good news, we don't always do very well. When we get bad news, we dump super hard. Thunder, what's up? Following you up from the Netherlands. Today, stayed awake to say hi. What's up, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I know it's pretty late for some of you guys. We will be broadcasting from a different time zone in the not so different future. So I'm probably going to have to change the time of the live streams when that happens. I'll keep you updated about when the new time's going to be. Try to find it at a good time for everybody, but it can be tricky to find the best time for everybody, unfortunately, with everybody all around the world. And I know I'm out here in New Zealand right now, which is like, we're basically the only big country in this time zone. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, we'll keep you up to date on that in the future. Let's go and look at some charts here. Rick is here saying, just give it time. Try to see a bigger picture. The cycle's pretty clear on both fronts, IMO. So this is Bitcoin versus the dollar index. We're back to talking about the dollar index, guys, doing things. Feels been a while since we talked about the old dollar index. Anyway, basically, Bitcoin and the dollar index, they work as an inversion of each other. When the dollar index is doing really strong, Bitcoin tends to not do very well. You can see here the dollar index approximately topped out mid 22, which almost coincided with the bottom of the market for Bitcoin. That's right around the time, by the way, that BlackRock launched their private Bitcoin fund. You guys remember that? I remember that. Anyway, BlackRock could not have forecast that FTX was a giant fraud and was going to collapse. That gave us our final eventual market lows just a few months later. Regardless, though, it is very interesting to see how the correlation between Bitcoin and the dollar index has played out. So if we are going to see the dollar index falling here, then that could be good news for Bitcoin. Dollar weakness tends to be good for risk assets, particularly for Bitcoin. Let's see. Decode here sharing the DXY impulsing downwards, just as the doctor ordered. He's predicting it goes from current 102 all the way down to 94. Interesting. Very, very interesting if that plays out. Julio Moreno here from Blockworks. I'm pretty sure they're in Blockworks. No, Crypto Quant. Never mind. From Crypto Quant, but I take myself off the screen so you guys can see all the little details of that there. Everyone talking about global M2 breaking out, but I'm looking at total stable coin market capitalization, fresh record high above $165 billion. This implies higher liquidity in the cryptocurrency markets. I mean, look at the pump. Look at this. We've had a huge inflow of money since the prices went off the cliff the other day. Very, very, very interesting. More stable coins in the market means price can go up more, basically. VanEck, Matthew Sigel tells CNBC, all the big Bitcoin selling is behind us, and to an extent, he's right. I mean, look at all the big stuff. There's still a few big supply overhangs out there, but we're done with Germany. Silk Road's being taken care of, largely a nothing burger. They don't even have much Bitcoin, so it's not that big of a deal. Mt. Gox was the big one. That's basically sorted itself out. What else is left out there? The UK's 61,000 Bitcoin. I know there's been some calls from the Labour Party in the UK to sell that Bitcoin. Hasn't materialized yet. And if they do, they do. The market can absorb it. It can. Now, that'll be one of those situations where the UK will announce it and everybody will go, oh my gosh, they're going to sell 60,000 Bitcoin. How is our $1 trillion asset class market cap coin going to absorb all this selling with our daily volumes being higher than even... Anyway, whatever. Jokes aside, it'll spook the markets, I'm sure, if they ever get around to announcing that. But that's one of the last big ones. That's one of the last big ones. Remember, most of the US's Bitcoin is actually Bitfinex's Bitcoin, which is going to be stuck in litigation potentially for years. Potentially return to Bitfinex at some point in the future. We shall see. Anyway. Bitcoin really hits its stride at that point, so we're buyers here. We think it recovers, is what VanEck is saying, basically. Long your longs. News for Solana today. SEC talks with ETF issuers over concerns of Solana being a security preceded by CBOE removing the filings, basically. So, the SEC, Gary Gensler just loves to lose, doesn't he? You ever feel like that? What a guy. What a guy. Anyway, the CBOE worried here, that Solana might be a security. Solana's not a security. If Ethereum's not a security, if XRP is not a security, I mean, come on, man. Solana's not a damn security. Can you just stop at SEC? Why are you wasting everybody's time and energy and money and screwing over? Who are you helping with this? Honestly, who do they help with this? Doesn't even make any sense. Let's get into some altcoin news. Cardano has fallen out of the top 10. Tron surging, of course. Sundog went up 7,000% in the last 24 hours. The new big meme on Tron. I guess everybody's going to start doing Tron memes now. Anyway, interesting Cardano falling out of the top 10. And again, I don't want to throw shade at Cardano here, but I almost feel like that could have happened sooner. I'm surprised it stayed in the top 10 for so long, looking at all the network metrics and stuff like that. Just trying to take a realistic perspective here. Like, Cardano's got to step the game up this cycle, right? We waited forever for smart contracts last cycle. Then we finally got them, and then not very much happened, and we had to wait for more stuff. And I know we got Hydra and stuff now, and they're doing some stuff, but man, Cardano, let's step up the game here. Where is Cardano? Where is that? What's a Sun Pump? Sun Pump is the Tron-based meme coin thing. Where's Charles Pump? Beard Pump. Let's call it Beard. He shaved the beard off. You see, Charles, this is what happened. You shaved the beard off, and now you're out of the top 10. Don't make the rules. It's just science, man. It's how it works. Got to keep the beard, dude. Got to keep the beard. Okay, jokes aside. Leon here sharing a chart for the first time ever. Ethereum balance on exchanges has dropped below 10%. That's crazy. There's now significantly less ETH on exchanges than Bitcoin. Of course, because ETH is used more on-chain. ETH's used on Base. ETH's used on Linea. ETH's used on Arbitrum. ETH's used in staking. ETH's used in DeFi. And Bitcoin just doesn't have that kind of demand. We do have Bitcoin layer 2 stuff and all that stuff starting to happen. We have BitLayer and we have Portal and all these other things. But anyway, ADA shows number 10 on KuCoin at this moment, but who cares? It's a number. Yeah, I know it doesn't really matter that much. I'm just making jokes, guys. It's a segue for me to make jokes about Charles's beard. Come on. Croissant here sharing in 2021, the best performing meme token ran up to $43.5 billion. That, but not counting Dogecoin. Obviously, Dogecoin's own blockchain. It's a coin, not a token. In 2024, the best performing meme token ran up to just $4.69 billion. In other words, we are still 10x away from even scratching the surface of 2021. It's true. It's an interesting perspective. We haven't even matched the bullishness of 2021 yet, let alone exceeded it. And this cycle is likely to exceed it. We are tapping right now on those levels of seeing Bitcoin have a breakout, move higher. But we need about another $1 billion of total market cap before we really break out to the upside in a big, big way. And when that happens, some select memes are going to probably go absolutely insane. Now, the vast majority of memes will continue trending towards zero. That's just the way it is. But some of the top memes, whether that be Pepe or Dog with Hat, Brett, stuff like this, they're going to continue to probably do quite well, will be my guess. Memes are going to have their moments in the sun, sometimes more so than others. And we'll see technical altcoins, of course, come back at some point. Not right now, but at some point. Anyway, that's all that. Let's talk crypto. What do you guys want to talk about today? Let's hydrate, of course. Cheers. That's good. All right. AVAX is currently and will continue to unleash bullish news in Q4. I honestly have been feeling recently, and I for specific tax purposes, I can't make any trades or anything, or won't be making any trades until now and when we relocate. But I think when I can do that later on. I feel like I want to buy some more AVAX. I feel like, I don't know. I know it hasn't been as strong as Solana and stuff this cycle, but yeah. I feel like I want to buy some more AVAX. I feel like it's going to run to a few $100 this cycle. You know, you don't have to be in all the tokens. This is the thing. Scale up a bit more on a conviction play in AVAX. And if it runs from $20-25 to $250, not that crazy if the cycle goes as we think it could. You know, it's 10x on size. That's crazy. Paul says off the grid is almost here. Yes, I know it's coming. That's going to be a big game for Avalanche and a big game for the crypto space that could actually drive crypto gaming prices up finally. Benchy, one of the major money markets on Avalanche. Avalanche DeFi, definitely much cheaper by comparison to the other ones, the other big chains, but certainly not any less powerful. Lark, show us the chart where your altcoin hurts you. Oh, I've been hurt so many times. Mike says, we are 4 months post Bitcoin halving. Can you feel the tension? Absolutely. It's been pretty wild. A few months, right? You think normally we have about 6 months post Bitcoin halving before markets really start moving again. So you got another 2 months basically to grind and survive. When the Fed hopefully cuts rates late September, that could really put some wind in the sails of equity markets, which could also put some pretty strong pressure on the crypto markets at the time. So markets will be anticipating that and might even start front running that early September or something like that. So we'll see. Maybe even have a sell off on the day, buy the rumor, sell the news, and then the real fireworks start. I'm tired of your always crazy thumbnails and titles. Maybe I've lost sense with reality. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even feel like is this today crazy? Is that a crazy thumbnail and title? I don't know. You guys let me know if this is a crazy thumbnail and title today. I don't know. What should we have renamed this? Cryptocurrency and stock market conversation news. I don't know. You guys let me know. Could you have the team look into Toby on base? I think it'll make for a great article. You'll be intrigued. I'll take a look at it later. Lark, is it easy to stake your Jupiter on the Phantom Wallet? I'm not good at stuff like that. I stake my Solana on Coinbase and my USDC. I heard there's a huge APY that I'm missing out on. If you have Jupiter, it's about 20% APY for the first half of the year, plus airdrops. So it's another 1 or 2% APY. It's not definitive how much airdrop we're going to get in January or whenever it comes. Maybe another 20%. We'll see. But that's pretty good 1 year staking reward for Jupiter. If you ask me now, when that next step comes, I'll probably unstake after the next airdrop and prepare for selling whenever that's going to be. That being said, super easy to do. You go to vote.jupe. Let me just make sure I'm telling you the right address here. Yep, vote.jup.ag. And it really couldn't be much easier just staking there. But you have to remember, you got to go and participate in governance. No participating in governance, no token rewards, okay? Lark, to make money from off the grid is better just to buy Super, considering they partnered with them. I don't know how much Super is actually. I have no idea about the relationship or the tokenomics with Super, or how Super token holders are going to benefit from that partnership. So I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Maybe it's a beta play if there's some way that value actually flows back to Super holders, but I don't know. I don't know about that to make any sort of comment. Are you still holding? I'm not holding my Wilder Wold anymore. Unfortunately, is one of the coins that I decided I had to liquidate in order to avoid a much larger liquidation. Not super happy about that. But at the end of the day, it was basically all just free money. So from farming it for ages. So not the worst result, but yeah, could have made more money off it later on. Oh, well. Say, Levy. Whatever happened to a Rory crypto gaming? I know, and Rory's a pretty cool looking game and all that stuff, but man, just the simple reality of, look, building a game in Web 2 is hard. Building a game in Web 3 is even harder. So a lot of these companies, I have no idea what's happening with the Rory now. I sold my tokens a while ago. Kind of just forgot about it, but a lot of these games will run out of money. They won't get very many users. It's a learning curve, man, to go from Web 2 into Web 3, and Web 2 gamers have a hesitancy to go into Web 3 games, but you need one big Web 3 game to really make it. And I hope that's going to be Off the Grid. I mean, Off the Grid, what they've been doing so far looks incredibly impressive. And by the way, I'm an investor in Off the Grid. If you want to see my current portfolio holdings or my private sale holdings, any of that kind of stuff, you can find that in a disclosure statement down below on the link in YouTube or the pinned comment over on X. You also find a risk statement over there. Investing in crypto is risky. You can lose all of your money. Never forget it. Okay, so let's continue. Lark, can you stake tokens safely from a ledger of ice? For most coins, yes. When it's real staking, yes. When it's real staking, yes. Sometimes you need to put the coins on their website or something. That's not really staking. It's kind of just locking up your tokens for emission rewards versus like actually running validators and stuff in the network and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, most of the time for most coins like Avalanche or something like that, you can stake it straight from your ledger device. So there you go. Neo, no, I never got time to finish reading his essay. Unfortunately, it's never made it back to the top of the list of things to do. How will AVAX's large token unlock this week affect it? Probably not that dramatically, to be honest. I think many token unlocks, not all of them, but many of them are a bit overestimated by the market. And this is like $60 million or something. It's not that big of a deal. Not playing the situation either way. I'm getting bored and frustrated, maybe because it's my first cycle. Made it this far, won't give up. We're not even that far in. We're not. And look, I understand the sentiment. I see a lot of that sentiment, not just from new people in the market, but from people who've been around the market literally for years. I'm seeing this kind of just frustration, and it's been a tough year, right? We got so excited about the new high before the Bitcoin halving, and we had so much trauma in 22 and so much just pain in 23 as well. I mean, we had some moments of excitement and then just grinding, painfully dull moments, and it's been a tough cycle so far. Okay, not necessarily so much different from the previous cycles, but still it's got its own challenges, right? If you weren't here in 2018, 2019, I mean, literally, we were in an existential crisis in 2018. It was like, is crypto even going to make it? Right? So last bear market was dramatically different. We had new high numbers all the time for on-chain users and all this stuff. So look, I get getting bored when price action is not going crazy, but a lot of investing is actually pretty boring. When prices start pumping, I almost get uncomfortable these days. It's such an unusual event. No, but like I was telling you guys back in like March, I was like, I'm almost getting paranoid here. If things are moving too fast, like we need to kind of cool off. And then we did cool off, but a little cooler than I expected. But hey, say la vie, shit happens. That's markets. Thomas Conservative. Can you see the moon, the blue moon? You know what else is mooning? XRP. Da, 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 da. Hey, you know, shout out to the guys at XRP, all the XRP army, all the XRP bag holders out there. You guys might finally get something happening for you this cycle, and I hope that you do. I hope that you do, guys. I really do. You know, it's absolute bullshit that the SEC went after XRP last cycle, and so obviously not a damn security. Let me see. I catch up here a few minutes behind in the chat. Lark, do you think if XRP were to launch memes or bring some life back into it? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. All the chains have memes. The question is, do people want to pay attention to the memes? XRP and memes? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Man. Look, is it enough to... I don't know. In a weird way, I almost feel like XRP and memes it's not really a fit, you know? Like XRP's like, it's the suits coin. It's the central banker coin. It's the big, you know, whatever. I don't necessarily know if it needs memes. Although, you know, suits, that'd be a good meme, wouldn't it? Anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure that's the case. I think XRP will find its own way without that kind of stuff. Polygon's going to be a slow burn, no hype. As I've said many, many times, that these guys have been relentless bear market builders. I'm actually surprised that the price has stagnated so much. The on-chain metrics remained really strong, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, considering that there are some other blockchains that have much worse metrics in terms of total value locked. And let's bring up DeFi Llama here real quick and have a look. So I'm curious to see. Yeah, look at this. I mean, it's interesting perspective, right? You can see here, for example, Polygon's number 8 in terms of total value locked with $800 million. So that's interesting. And then you go way down where Cardano's all the way down here, number 29. Come on, Cardano. Come on. I'm really not trying to talk trash on Cardano all the time, but how is it that Polygon is worth less than Cardano by total market cap? I mean, just, you know, really think about that sometimes. It's pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy, right? Let's just bring up CoinMarketCap. I'm just interested to see here. Where are we at? So Cardano is worth $12 billion. Whereas Polygon is worth $4 billion. That's fascinating, isn't it? Polygon does way more daily transactions and stuff as well. You know, markets don't always price in the realities of markets as they actually are at the moment, right? It can be quite funny sometimes. Other things as well, you know, Sway, for example, lower market cap than both those coins with pretty good total value locked, right? Now, you might say, okay, well, Sway's total value locked, and it's not the perfect metric, right? But it gives you an idea of general sort of activity on chain and stuff like that. But Sway's total value locked is $620 million. So yeah, it deserves to have a smaller market cap than Polygon. That makes sense. But does it make sense that Cardano's worth 6 or 7 times as much as Sway? I don't know. I guess the market's decided that's what makes sense. Okay, enough throwing Cardano under the bus there. Again, no hate, no shade here. Cardano holders, I want you guys to make money, and I hope that you do. Okay. Tron has been doing big things recently. Yeah, I know. Sundog is the new paradigm of money. That's up 7,000% or something like that in the last 24 hours. So, man. What do you think about the Polygon migration? I'm not sure it's going to be like a bullish event necessarily, but basically when you get a new token, you get a new chart, it could put some wind in the sails. I mean, rebrands can be a pretty powerful thing for the market. Now, is it going to be enough for a rebrand that the market's going to care about it? I could see the narrative taken off for sure. Will it? I don't know. We'll see. Lark, Ava Labs had their last unlock of AVAX today, 9.5 4 million AVAX. The token Hefe is a token founded by AVAX ambassador. Okay, I don't know what that is, but there you go. If the last unlock for AVAX was today, great. Smooth sailing ahead for Avalanche, man, with no more supply overhang. Fantastic. Polygon and Cardano have that high token count in the billions. They're going to need a bull run for big growth. No, it's really about market cap. And ironically, here's the thing. Think about investor mentality. When you come in, you're a new investor. You arrive in December of this year, and you come in and you look, holy crap, Bitcoin's $100,000 a coin. I can never afford one of those. But hey, what's this Polygon thing? It's under $1. I'll buy some of those. I can have 100 of those instead of having one Bitcoin or 0.01 Bitcoin or whatever, This is how investor mentality works. The number of coins being the billions, it's relatively arbitrary. You got to think about market cap, not total count of coins. Although there is, again, a psychological aspect of having cheaper coins. Guys, you can just buy a fraction of a Bitcoin, but I get it. Coinbase Wallet. I don't personally use Coinbase Wallet, but basically it is an industry standard of wallets. I mean, it's made by Coinbase. They put their names behind it. It's a safe wallet to use. No problems there. I think you can back it up with Ledger. If that's the case, do that. Again, I don't use it, so can't tell you exactly all the features of it. And I'm pretty sure you can stake your Ethereum in that wallet, but I'm not positive either. Again, I don't use it. Just buy AVAX. Yeah, I know. Thoughts on Aerodrome? Bullish on base, bullish on Aerodrome. I think, again, as a bag holder, I think it's going to perform very well with base season. So we'll keep an eye out for it. Sundog used to be my favorite microbrew back in the day, and now it's a Tron meme coin. Nothing can remain pure. I know, guys. We're having fun with Cardano. I'm big. Hey, look, I made a lot of money in Cardano last cycle. I got no hate for Cardano, man. I just think that at the current realities for Cardano is probably a bit mispriced, unless we see some big developments come out pretty soon. That's my thought. You guys keep asking about Cardano and stuff too. But anyway. Lark, are you concerned at all about Aerodrome's rapid inflation the last couple of months, or do you think when the bull run gets going, it won't matter that much? Probably when the bull run gets going, it won't matter that much. But that's also why, I'm looking at it and going, well, it's not going to 100x from here, is it? But if I can get like $5 or $10 for my Aerodrome bags, I'll be pretty happy with that, to be honest. I do not have a price prediction for Caspa this cycle. Sorry. I don't think about it enough to have a price prediction for it. Lark ditching New Zealand for Australia. No, we're going farther abroad. We're going to Dubai. I know, so cliche, but actually it's quite funny. It is a bonus that it is sort of the crypto capital of the world, and that there's no income tax on crypto. That's going to be a pretty, I just think sometimes about like half my net worth has gone to taxes, and what do I have to show for it? But that's a different conversation. I'll make a video on it. I think that'll be a fun video to make. But anyway, it also just feels like it's time for an adventure. The reality is we don't have any of our family here in New Zealand. My mom used to live here in New Zealand. She left a few years ago. So now it's just me, my wife, and the kids. And yeah, we got our friends here and stuff, and that's awesome, obviously. But we don't have any of our family here. And every time we want to go see our family, it's 30 hours, right? And we don't have our family in Dubai either, but it's a lot closer to our families. It's only a 6-hour flight to go and see my wife's mom. And it's only one single flight to go see my dad and my brothers. So it makes life a lot easier for us. So there's that, right? Plus, it's an adventure. Plus, there's all kinds of extra cool benefits. Just, if you haven't been to Dubai, it's a super cool place. Very family-friendly place. Amazing schools. Like the schools that we're going to put my son into, and my daughter, of course, eventually. Way cooler than the school they're going to here in Wellington. No shade on the Wellington school. They do very nice, right? But just, it's like the next level, right? Yeah, just being more conveniently located for travel and stuff. Just to have an adventure in life, to be honest. As much as I've enjoyed the past few years in our quiet little town here in Kiwi land. I feel like it's time to go and have a bit of an adventure, and then we'll come back to New Zealand later. I like New Zealand. New Zealand's one of my favorite places in the world. That's why I keep coming back here. I could go anywhere, but I keep coming back here because I like it. But I do have this sort of itch that needs to be scratched. Like, let's go out, let's have some adventure in our lives, let's do some crazy things, and see how life goes there for a few years. Do you think DOT will surpass its all-time high? I hope so. I hope so. Got a big bag. Let's go. Lark, I want a dollar cost average. I have a hard time deciding whether I go with Avalanche or Jupiter. I mean, those are wildly different assets, my dude. Wildly different, Victor. It depends. I don't know. It's hard to say what I would do in your shoes. For me, those are two of my top holding assets. They're both in the top 10 of the assets that I hold in crypto, right? Gosh, I don't know. I'm not sure. Personally, if it was me today, I would add more Avalanche just because I'm a bit underrepresented on my AVAX bags compared to my Jupiter bags, which are bigger than my AVAX bags. They're probably about 3 times or something like that. But that would just be me. I mean, I like both. I think they both have their unique value propositions. Stop crying, please. Solana is and will always be a security, so no ETF, lol. Honestly, I think that's a completely wrong assumption. You have to answer this question. If Ethereum's not a security, then why would Solana be? Simple. And there's no good answer for that. Matt C says, go and explore while you still can. You won't regret it no matter how it goes. This is how I feel too. We can always come back to New Zealand and we'll buy a new house up in Auckland or something, move back to a slightly warmer, less windy city. But this is what I think. Regardless, let's say we only go and we end up just being there for 2 years or something. Well, you know what? I'm going to look back later and go, regardless of how it went, I'm glad we did it because you'd never know unless you go. So I'm somebody who, when I was younger, I traveled a lot. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So those years, I went to like 30 countries. It was great. I was working on a cruise ship, making all kinds of money. It was fantastic. And I came back to New Zealand, went to university, whatever that was worth, but it was a fun experience. I had fun in uni. Then I moved to Eastern Europe. I lived in Ukraine for a while. I lived in Russia for a while. Moved back here. I've been all over the world, traveled all over the place. My wife and I have traveled extensively together. And so it's been, it's time to go and have a big adventure again. I think it's time to shake up our lives that we've had done all the stuff, got the house, got married, got the kids, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just like, we're not dead yet. Come on, let's go live. Let's go live a little. We can always come back and have our Auckland retirement home in our 50s or something, but we're not that old yet. Ralph says 30 hours of tough with kiddos. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. It's grueling every single time. You do 30 hours and that's not, the first plane's easy. It's only an hour up to the bigger city, right? Whether we go to Auckland or maybe, it's 3 hours to Sydney if you go through Sydney. And then you get on the big plane and that's like the 15, 16-hour flight, which is rough. If you've never been on a 16-hour flight, they're disgusting. So that's never fun with the kids. And the kids sleep pretty well on the plane and stuff. And they're usually actually on the plane pretty okay. The problem is by the time you get to flight number 3, airport number 2, it's getting rough, man. It's getting rough. Everybody's exhausted. Kids are not doing good by that point. They're all screwed up with their body time clocks and stuff like this. And then you get that last flight home and usually the kids are melting down the whole time. And you get home and you're like, okay, it's jet lag for a week now. Great. Every time we get back, my son wakes up like 2 a.m. He's like, hey, Dad, let's get him play. I'm like, no, God, no, go back to sleep. Anyway. What's New Zealand weather like? Depends on where you are in the country. Where I'm at is like permanent spring. Kind of fluctuate back and forth between like good spring and bad spring, but it's spring all the time here in Wellington. Up north, it's more like kind of a bit summery. I mean, I don't know. I guess winter in Auckland's cold enough, but it's not, it's pretty temperate for most of New Zealand. We only really get snow in the mountains here or in the deep south. Okay, where are we up to? Lark, stop playing around. Let's see your portfolio disclosures in the comment section or in the YouTube description. You can go see all the coins I hold. I too have a big bag of Polkadot, 90% of my portfolio, maybe. But I'm curious, why do you own DOT? With my Polkadot bag, I bought a bunch of Polkadot back in 2020, I guess must have been. Timed it great. Watch the price go from the $4 entry to, what do we go up to? $50, something like that. And then, of course, I locked all my DOT into parachain auctions for 2 years. That did not go super well. It unlocked, and I was kind of feeling relatively disenchanted with Polkadot at the time. But then I started looking and thinking, okay, well, what's going on here? Is this just me being sort of like a bit fed up with my bags after that 2-year lockup period for the parachains that didn't end up being worth very much? I even missed out on all the staking rewards for 2 years. Just staking my DOT for 2 years would have been way better. Anyway, I have 50% more DOT now. So I was kind of fed up with DOT when the parachain unlocks came, but then I started reading into it, started reading about Polkadot 2.0, and then Jam came, the Jam announcement came out, and all this other stuff started happening. We've seen mythical games and stuff launch, and so there's been a lot of stuff happening on Polkadot that makes me sort of optimistic for its ability to have a good run this cycle. That being said, it's pretty insane to see. It's basically I've round tripped the entire bag, right? Locking up for parachains was obviously a terrible decision in hindsight. Should have sold it at $50 when everybody else was getting excited about parachains. So said, you know what? We're out. Take the money and run. So I'm basically back at my entry point 4 years later. Great. But that being said, I think Polkadot's got some nice potential for the cycle. So currently holding on to my bags. Let's see how we go. Actually, I was thinking about going to the Polkadot Decoded in Singapore. I'm going to Token 2049, so I'll be there that week, but I'm not sure I will. I feel like I also want to spend some time with my wife and just hang out in Singapore. So, why would anyone live in New Zealand? It's expensive. Well, New Zealand is expensive. This is true. It's less expensive in some places, more expensive in other places. I love New Zealand. I think it's a very chill place. Yeah. Big fan. I'm not leaving New Zealand because I hate New Zealand or anything like that. I love New Zealand. New Zealand's fantastic. Absolutely great place to live. Very beautiful place to live. But yeah, if you're just working a regular minimum wage job, you're going to struggle without a doubt. House prices are expensive and all that stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's that to keep in mind too. Lark, if this is somehow the end of the bull run or this ends up being a very weak bull run, just stay in crypto. Yes. Yep. Yes. 100%. Diversify your portfolio. Sell some DOT, buy some more AVAX and SOL while you can. I know I should buy. I don't know if I need to sell the DOT, but I feel like I should buy some Solana. But at the same time, I feel like maybe do I really need to buy Solana? Maybe my AVAX bags will just do the 10x. It's enough. Don't need to be in every coin. But I know I've gone back and forth on the FOMO of not having acquired enough of a Solana bag. Will you still do YouTube lives from Dubai? Yes, I will. I'm just not sure what time. So I'll have to think about that when I get there. But yeah. Austin, thanks, man. I appreciate you too. Thanks for sticking around and watching the videos, man. I appreciate you guys. I do. Lark, if Avalanche does well, does that mean that Cocky New is going to do well? It's the rooster. Okay, it's the rooster. Anyway, probably it is the premier meme coin on Avalanche. I could see it doing pretty well in that situation. If you're from the South Island, the North Island is humid as hell. Yeah, it's definitely more humid up north. I mean, I was looking at the statistics. It gets a lot of rain in Auckland. But I lived in Auckland for a very long time. I lived in Auckland. I lived out on a little place called Waiheke Island, which is just outside of Auckland, for quite a bit of my time in New Zealand. I lived in Auckland quite a bit while I was studying university, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Move to Dubai after this bull cycle. Move to Dubai before the bull cycle finishes. Then you don't have to pay all the taxes on your gains. Lark sold during the dip and is turning into a walking, talking FUD machine. Where's the FUD? Where's the FUD today? We're just talking about stuff, man. Talking about stuff in the market's opinions. And again, selling was Jerry very much specifically to make sure I didn't get liquidated for much larger positions than the positions that I had to liquidate in order to avoid getting liquidated for a much larger percentage of my portfolio. It's not my best day, but you know, the market goes on, the portfolio goes on. Everything will be fine. Oh my gosh, we're up to 50 minutes, guys. We'll do one. Here's one to finish up one. Lark, when do you think we see $10,000 Ethereum? I hope sometime in 2025. Man, it's been a grind with Ethereum recently, isn't it? Jeez Louise. 10K Ethereum, man. I mean, gosh, the Ethereum ETF performance has been so lame, hasn't it? I know it came at a rough time in the market, and the SEC basically screwed everybody because you had all this hype, and then they refused to list it for like, 6 weeks or something like that. So screw the SEC, man. Come on. These guys are not here protecting investors, out here screwing investors over every single day. When do we see 10K ETH? Let's talk about getting ETH back to all-time highs before we get too concerned about 10K ETH. But when Bitcoin leads the market higher, which it always does, it's always Bitcoin. Everyone's sitting around waiting for Bitcoin. It's like that meme. You guys ever see the meme with, or the movie with Tom Hanks? Wow, gosh. Forrest Gump, that's it. And he's went to this phase where he's like running across the country back and forth, and then he's running down this desert road and he stops, and everybody stops behind him, like waiting to see what he's gonna do. That's Bitcoin, the crypto markets. And everyone waiting to see what this is gonna do. That's the altcoins. Anyway, guys, you're awesome. Thanks so much for joining today's stream, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.